retaliated. First of all, people still aren't talking about, well, why did the Israelis do that? And second, they focused on Iran as the problem, an outrage that they should have attacked. Well, what about how it started? Well, so I have a bit of an interpretation that I don't know how much this is conscious and how much this is unconscious. But the fact is that people are not talking about what the Israelis clearly chose. On the other hand, they're focusing on Iran. And I think that the reason for that, in a sense, it makes good policy sense. Though I, as devoted to the truth as I am, don't really like fudging some important part of the picture, which is the Israelis' responsibility. The thing is, I'm guessing, that regardless of how much people are unhappy with this Netanyahu semi-fascist regime in Israel and the choices that they've been making, not just here, but before that, all that they've been doing in Gaza. And before that, their attempt to overthrow Israeli democracy by eliminating the independence of the judiciary. All that's still there. All that's important. But Iran is the more important problem for a lot of the world's actors. In the bigger picture, a fascistic regime in Israel is not trivial, but Iran has been, for a long time, a seriously destabilizing, disorder-creating force. I mean, it's created Hezbollah, it's created Hamas. I don't mean, out of nothing, but as extensions of their power. And it's created the Houthis, and it's threatened Saudi Arabia, which is still a place where we get a lot of oil, or the world gets a lot of oil. There's and it's aligned itself with Putin and Russia, and helping Putin survive a terrible blunder. And Putin's another one of those really big issues in the world, the source of a lot of destructiveness. So I think either consciously or unconsciously, the people I've been watching discussing this situation, journalists, former generals, intelligence officers, diplomats who focus on Iran, that the world is either consciously or unconsciously sort of putting the Israelis off to the side. And saying, well, we got a deal here with Iran because that's the bigger threat to world peace. Okay. It remains to be seen. It looks like the Israel, Biden has said to Israel, don't retaliate. It seems clear that the Israelis are going to retaliate, and we'll get an idea from the nature of that retaliation, whether it's further escalation, which I can picture, or if it's at a level that can become again part of the simmering regional war that we've had. So I don't know whether the pressures that have been brought on to Israel, but they didn't start this thing, I don't think, with the idea that they were going to just go back to the slow boil regional war. And if they do that, it's going to be because various things have changed their mind. That hasn't happened yet. I mean, Biden has been conspicuously ineffective at getting this Israeli regime to do what he thinks is in the interests, certainly of the United States, but even of Israel and of the wider region. So I don't know if that's going to start here and now. I'd like to be hopeful. Okay, enough.